Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of Phil's Picks. That's right, it's the open house Shilling sale. You'll notice my printer didn't print, so I had to write that in right there. But yes, episode 14 means open house season. What does that mean? Glad you asked. Let's put that guy up here because coming up in 1 month's time is our first ever open house. 13 years in business, we've never opened our house to a retail sale before. We're going to do it on March 9th. So come on down. We got the hotel on the 8th and 9th. We got some ballrooms on the 9th and the 8th as well. We're going to have a big free barbecue on Saturday night and drinks, and about 15 different publishers will be there demoing their products, giving stuff away, making deals, making sales. Please come down and check it out. Then Sunday morning on the 10th at 11 a.m., 2 charter coaches are going to pull up in front of the Biltmore Hotel and take us all to the Gamma Trade Show in Reno for free. It is considerably cheaper to fly into San Francisco, SFO, or San Jose Airport, SJC, than it is to Reno. So if you're worried about getting to the Gamma Trade Show this year, how are you going to afford it? Let us do the driving for you. It's a free bus ride. Go to goldendisc.com/open-house, and you can find out all the information there. A big banner on the website as well. If you show up, you can get one of these buttons. Look, the guys at Osprey have these lovely buttons made of the logo. We're going to have t-shirts. It'll all match. We'll all roll in on Sunday morning to the Pepper Mill in Reno in style. So check it out. It's a free way for you to get to the Gamma Trade Show. If you were on the fence, get off the fence. Come on out and see what we've got to show you. It's going to be a great time. Let's get to the product, shall we? First and foremost is magazines. Magazines are a pretty big deal right now here at Golden, so we're going to talk about a whole bunch of them. First up is the guys at AK Interactive make a magazine called Damaged. It's how to weather and wear your models. Lots of good tips and tricks on how to paint up your guys, either realistically or sci-fi or dirt or buildings or what have you. Little Warriors is another one of their products, building small-scale models. You'll notice anything tiny like that can still have a really good paint job. Here's how you do it. Check it out. We have all of these products in stock at Golden, as well as the brushes to paint them as well. The Weathering magazine is, this one's about vehicles that have been captured and put under new management, so various reuses of hardware. AK Action magazine, these are more techniques as well, how to make trees, how to do some rust. If you're into the Gaslands right now, that's very popular, very easy to do. Learn about all those things. Modern Warfare, Ancient History magazine are all from Carwensare Publishing, are very nice, very smooth, or linen finish, satin finish, gorgeous art, good articles about the histories of the various times. This is Strategies Tactics Press. Now these guys make a lovely magazine called World at War. This is the February-March 19 edition. Comes with its own game, complete with punchable bits. All the things you need to learn about some faction of World War II, and then play it. We have all of these in stock as well at Golden. Come check them out. Let's see, how about these monsters? Oh, more weathering magazines, just so you can see how awesome they are. How to weather all of your aircraft and your metal and your weapons, bombs, missiles, things that need weathering that way. Here's a guide to how to paint with acrylics. This is from Ammo by Mig Jimenez, another one of our paint lines. How to use airbrushes, how to use a block, how to hold things up and paint them before you get off the sprue, how to use an airbrush. Seriously, it's all in here. Really informative book. I am a big fan of this tome right here. Here are various vehicles in World War III, possibly, just the iterations of the countries that might be involved, China, North Korea, the U.S., Then these, I have them in 3 different languages. English is the only one I'm keeping. I might send you guys these as a prize pack or something. Keep me in touch. These are various vehicles that are painted up out of movies. So there's the Batmobile, there's Slave One, there's X-Wings, there's Star Destroyers. There's all manner of stuff from the pros, how they do it. So check those magazines all out, and painting guides. They are from Ammo and AKI and Strategy and Tactics Press. Next up, let's talk about the guys at Paizo. Paizo Publishing doing a lot of really good stuff these days. Yeah, they're in the middle of 2nd edition. Get over it. It'll be fine. You can keep playing first if you like. Nobody's stopping you. 2nd edition's looking good, though. What I really like is Starfinder. Starfinder can do no wrong. You're in the middle of the Signal of Scream's Adventure Path, which is just fascinating stuff. Yeah, it's magic in space. Who cares? You're already in space. Have fun with it. Jungle World Flip Mat. This is a pawn collection. All of these characters have a pawn in this box. You can populate your table with just dozens, literally dozens of critters right out of this package here. Then the Critical Hit deck. Critical Hit and Critical Fumble decks are amazing. These are what you use in any RPG game, to be honest, that in this case uses spacey stuff. So you've got blasty, pokey, electricy, or melty effects. These are bonus crit effect, for example, wing shot. Crit effect, the target's movement speeds are reduced by 50% for 1 minute because you winged them. The critical decks are hilarious with the fumbles in them as well. Good for any RPG. These are written specifically for Starfinder, but yeah, they're good for anything. Check them out. Kaizo Publishing, doing no wrong. Let's talk a bit about our friends at Catalyst Games. Yeah, I know you're looking for the one title we'll get to at the end, but I want to talk about their other stuff too first. First off is The Duke, Lord's Legacy. Now, this game is near and dear to my heart. I had a deep personal interest in it when it was first released many, many years ago, and I helped this development. I'm glad to see that it's up here. Winner of Immense Select Awards, 2 sides, one against the other, light versus dark. You play with these wooden pawns that have specific movement rules. After you move them, you flip them, and their movement rules are different on the back sides. Great strategy, lots and lots of expansions, done up in a new box version of The Duke Lord's Legacy from Catalyst Games. You must see it. Let's also look at their Dragonfire bits. Here's Dragonfire here. The new campaign box for the Moonshade Shores. Decks for Sword Coast, Sword Mountains, Corruption and Kalimshan, and a nice new character pack, Heroes of the Wild. These are all licensed D&D stuff. Doing great. See no end in sight. They appear to be doing these forever and ever. Don't forget they do Shadowrun as well. Shadowrun Crossfire Refit Kit. If you have the original, you want to get the Prime Runner Edition and bring everything up to speed, that is available as well. But the star of our show, let's face it, is Battletech. It's also the beginner box. No, you can't have these. These are mine. The story came out at first that the introductory beginner box here, I should say not introductory, the introductory box is dead. It's now beginner box and Game of Armored Combat. That this $20 SRP item was going to be a one and done, not printed again, but that's not true. They are coming back. They are on their way right now. We'll have plenty of them here in very short order. Everything you need for 2 players to play in the box. And yes, it has a retail price of $20. Quick guide to the Inner Sphere. If you ever wondered what the heck Battletech is all about, this will give you a quick overview. Comes with 2 miniatures inside, pre-assembled, very sturdy plastic minis. All the stat sheets you need. The record sheets to take care of your hits, your damages, cardboard, maps, everything you need. $20 right there in the box. They are available here very, very soon. Keep your eyes open. The $60 box is where you go from there. This is a game of armored combat with a bunch more mechs in it. Lots and lots of plastic mechs. All your cardboard as well, 2d6. Can't go wrong with that. Maps, campaigns, everything. Battletech is back, baby, and it looks better than ever. The supply glitch is over, and we have them in stock and ready to go. Come get yours today. You cannot go wrong with Battletech. Everybody loves Battletech. Let's talk next about Endeavor Age of Sail. This game was a project from Burnt Island Games as well as the Grand Gamers Guild. You may know them as Mark Spector. He might have called you and said, "Hi, come buy stuff from Golden." Mark works for me part-time and calls on stores and talks about all this stuff. But here's one of the games that he did last year. And I want to show you what's inside of it because this is what's so impressive to me. I had to punch all of this and sort it, but the game comes with trays like you wouldn't believe. These are custom trays that are custom molded with the logo. All the cards fit in a very custom and specific way. All 5 player sets of pieces have their own little trays with all the little bits all categorized and laid. It's fascinating. This all came as part of the set. And it matches, it was specifically tooled for this game. It matches all the bits inside. The bottom tray is exactly the same way. It's just a work of art. You can see, whoops, under the map, let's get that guy out of here. Everything molded, everything fits just exactly where it's supposed to be. Well, all right, this is a bit of a mess, but I'll put those in a baggie later. Very cool. The innovative design on this is something else. The artwork is phenomenal. I really like a product like this that has shown all kinds of thought into how things are going to be stored, how they're going to present after you're done with the game. Look how easy. All that went back in there. No fuss, no muss. A handful of loose bits. We'll deal with those later. Endeavor Age of Sail available right now. Get yours while they last. They aren't going to last long. Then they're going to reprint. Then we'll have some more. Let's talk about ALC Studios. ALC Studios is doing lots of good things. Terminator Genisys, The Rise of the Resistance. This is a miniatures combat board game with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're going to have your own Arnold Terminator. No, it's true. He was very heavily involved in the process, and he approved his miniatures. So there's your Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. You can get that. You can get lots of robots, lots of Terminators in here. It's a fun game. You know, pick your color, snap them on, off you go. We played it. It's light and fast and fun. And it comes with a buttload of miniatures, so you can't go wrong with that. Mission packs, good replayability on this. It's the Terminator. And it's only for the Terminator Genisys universe. I think there's a twist in the timeline somewhere, and that's a little different than James Cameron. I don't know. I don't keep up with that sort of thing. They do another licensed game. This is Highlander, the board game. Yes, this is as big as the box is. It's not a 12-by box. It's only about 8 inches tall, maybe 6, if that. But it's all you need, because, again, the game is cards and a handful of miniatures. There's a small board and bits underneath. That's really all you need, and I like that they made it into a smaller box. The sculpts are absolutely magnificent. It shows a lot of the cast and characters from the original Highlander movie franchise, except for Sean Connery, the Spaniard. No one knows where Sean Connery is. He has fallen off the planet, and no one can find him to get his approval on his miniatures, so they had to put a generic face on there. This game's fun. This is, the last man standing, back and forth with various fights. There can be only one. You can't go wrong with only being one. There was something else these guys made. Oh yeah, here it is down here. Let's take a look at this. They make these, and I know people have asked me about these before because they've showed up in the catalog. These are inflatable World War II replica tank shells. No kidding. There's a 75mm armor-piercing shell used by the M4 Sherman. This is the 17-pounder used by the British Sherman Firefly. They got it right. And then there's also an 88mm from the German side, but they are out of stock, so they couldn't send me one of these. Well, what is this thing exactly? This is what it is exactly. It is an inflatable shell. You blow it up. It's just like a beach ball. There's a thing there. It's got nice markings on the end. It's an actual full-size replica of a 75mm shell. And here's the 17-pounder. Here's the British version. These things are 3 feet long. They're actual life-size replicas, what the shells look like. And you can see just how much more powerful the British version is over the US version. That's why the Sherman Firefly was such a better model. These are available. I don't know how much they're limited, but they're really cool. And if you're into historical stuff at all, they're very nice. Get yourself some inflatables. Toss those over there and let the dog run around with them later. Oh, right, also from ALC Studios and River Horse Games are these games, Coterie of the White Wolf and the Big Red Joker. These are, the Tara Wolf game is a treasure hunting game where all the rules and everything are inside the box. Example play, overview of the cards, very slick. Again, all magnet enclosed. It's a bit of a series of games. This is the Fortress of Clans, which is a slightly different mechanic. And all the games are slick in their nice little bookshelf settings. That's nice. Let's talk now about Stronghold games. These guys are cranking out titles like a fire hose. Kitchen Rush and its expansion, Seal of Excellence from the Dice Tower, excellent game. That's out now as well. There's a bunch of these German games. Farben is a lovely color matching game. They've got a bunch of Germanic titles. Astro Drive's a very cool filler game with starships. That's pretty clever. It's from Schmidt-Spiel. It is a roll and fill game. I played the one-player version of it. Very nice. Likes mechanic. Whoops, wrong guys. They are also bringing in my favorite game designer of all time, Friedemann Fries. All of his games are green. All of his games start with F because he starts with F and his hair is green, and you gotta know the guy. But everything he does is gold. Fool is a fun filler game. Fortune is an actual fast-forward fortune game. Find Sand is good for kids and adults alike. You're building sand castles. And then Futuropia is a big old day killer. Another one of his famous games along the lines of Power Station. Check these out. It looks like Stronghold's going to be cranking them out for a while, so if you want your green games from Friedman, look no further than Stronghold Games. Let's talk about... Oh, their other stuff. That's right. We got other things from them. Holy moly. Here's CO2, the second chance. This is the brand new version of this. The art design and direction on this thing is absolutely magnificent. It's one of the most beautiful board games I've seen from Giochitz and Italy. Yep, it's been a long day. Forum Trojanum. This has been a very popular title in January. Lots of bits, lots of placement. It's the thing. It's from Hunchi and from Stronghold. Check it out. Let's talk now about these guys who are trying to get in earlier. This is, of course, indie boards and cards. Action Phase Games are all working together these days. They're making Kodama Duo. It's the tree game. This is the 2-player version of the lovely tree building game. We've played it. It is lots of fun. Some of these can work into Kodama the Tree Spirits as well. Grifter's Nexus is a game in the dystopian universe about grifters and money and underworld crime bosses, and it's, again, another quick 30-minute filler game from these guys. All their games are also same size format. I really like it when a company does that. Keeps them consistent. But the title that is really standing out from them right now is Anzen Legacy. This has been on our table more than anything else this month. We're about halfway through the storyline in this. It is a co-op deck building game But there's also a legacy game. Now, see, they had a couple of errata that came out. We've already dealt with all of them, but here's how you do. Read this first. Fix the errors. That's okay, because they aren't that big of a deal. When you get the rule book, there are giant swaths in here that are open. Don't look at that if you don't want spoilers. These are stickers that we've put in that we learn about as we go on. These are, each chapter has its own pack, and then there are various bits that come along later in the game. Your character cards are all customizable to whatever you like. You can pick your various buffs and titles and things. Super slick game. I'm really liking this. Some of the legacy games leave a little bit to be desired. Eon's End is just a phenomenal fun play for the three of us here in our house, and we would solidly recommend it to anybody else. It takes about an hour to play once you get everything set up. Super high quality stuff. How about we talk next about our good friends at Japanime Games. Now, we used to carry these guys long ago, and we lost touch, but now they're back. And so hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have all of their stuff up in our system and ready for sale again. They're well known, of course, for Tanto Cuore. Tanto Cuore, the original deck-building game, still around many years later, still doing strong with all of these expansions. As you can see, there are just tons of them all over the place. They have their own line of sleeves now for the cards. There are play mats for ease of playing Tanto Cuore. That spawned, of course, a lot of other manga games. This is Mangaka. This is a game of drawing comics. You're actually whiteboarding comics at a fast pace based on what you see on the board. That's kind of slick. This one is what I've got looking forward to. It just showed up and I haven't had a chance to play it yet. But it's Robotech Ace Pilot. Yes, you're on the SDF-1 and you're controlling it. You're attacking Zentradi Armada forces. Oh man, I'm looking real forward to this. I saw this at Origins last year. Big, exciting stuff. So welcome back to Japanime Games. We're glad to have you. We will have you guys up and ready to go for pre-orders and initial orders in our system very, very soon. Just keep your eyes open, and we'll see them very shortly. How about Osprey? We haven't talked about Osprey much. Their board games section is continuing to crank out hits. This is Judge Dredd, The Cursed Earth, and this is art design, again, that cannot be topped. Their board boxes, their boxes are all one piece. Has interesting touches like field rations where you store all the bits. The cards are full of original Judge Dredd art, not seen anywhere else. And there is a storyline that you're trying to complete. You're trying to find a guy before the end and go to the Badlands. And very nice. They're doing good stuff out there at Osprey. Another game that's come out recently from them is Rebels and Patriots. This is wargaming for the North American wars from the colony days all the way up to the Civil War. If you're looking for a good introductory book, how do you get started in miniatures? What's a great way to figure out the complexities of it in a simple fashion? Here you go. This is a $20 or less book with lots of scenarios, lots of how-tos. If you're looking to get into wargaming historicals, here's a good place to start. If you have veterans of it, this will be very familiar to them. Lots of demand for it, so check it out. Also, Gaslands is back in print. They continue to crank out all of these lovely books, Air Combat, Dogfights in World War II. This book I really like because it's full of pretty pictures. Here are the pictures of the cockpits. It's a Spitfire cockpit. It combines several books into one, but it talks about the actual experiences of the pilots. The art is phenomenal. That's a Zero cockpit as well. The stories are great. You should check it out. French battleships. Who knew they had some weird battleships? But they did, and some of them served in World War II in some limited capacity, but they were mostly hobbled. Weapons of the Viking Warrior. Actual Viking weapons. U.S. versus Japanese destroyers. This is Operation Linebacker from Vietnam. U.S. versus Africa Corps. Ju-88 Aces. Very thick book. Good book here. Hellcat versus Shin, and a lot of this actually appears in that Air Combat book, but there's some additional material in here. Story of sinking the Tripits in Norway, and also the Battle of Tsushima in 1905. Just a small smattering of the phenomenal catalog coming out from Osprey every month. Do not miss it. They are wonderful additions to the store. Let's show you these. Now, these came in last time. I don't think they made it into the last video, but if they did, I'm going to do them again here. These are Gamergrass Battle Ready bases. They run about $5 a piece, but they are completely finished. You don't have to do anything. They come based, ready to go. There are tufts, there are flowers, there are painted rocks. You're done. I mean, seriously, you cut the your minis off right down to the soles of their shoes and glue them on, and you're ready for battle. These things are phenomenal. This is like 20 hours of work or more right here in a pack for $25. I'm willing to pay that price so I don't have to base all my guys. There's winter ones, there's tall grass, there's yellow grass, there's all kinds of different ones. So go to the website and look for Gamer's Grass Battle Ready bases. These are a phenomenal product, and I expect there to be not a lot of them to go around here. Coming up at our open house, did I mention we're having an open house in March? You should come. You really should. One of our guests there is going to be a Polish company called MicroArt Studios. This is one of the buildings that they offer. It's 35mm for your favorite Star Wars Legacy type game. All removable roofs. Their MDF quality is great. Oh, it smells good too. The doors should slide shut, but I glued them open. A bonehead. This is a very solid kit that you should examine closely if you have a lot of Legacy crowd. Good piece of terrain there for a good price. They also make bases. You'll see with the notches on either side for your Star Wars Legacy. Here's a concrete floor. That looks like a crashed X-Wing wing in there. And then some stumps if you happen to be on a swampy planet. Then there are pre-cut MDF laser cut bases here as well from MicroArt Studios. These are all Imperial Space Station floors. Aren't those cool? Those are just the coolest things. Now, they do need to be painted and finished, but it's very simple. And there's a color guide right there on the front. MicroArt Studios, they will be at our open house and in our booth at the Gamma Trade Show. So you absolutely want to make certain that you come and check them out. Last but not least, I'm going to do one final spotlight on a company we've been featuring on lately, Flying Buffalo. Now, Flying Buffalo is one of the oldest game companies around. They've been around since the very early 70s. Still cranking out hits like the Nuclear War game and the Lost Cities books and what have you. But this is one of their finest products. This product right here is called the Box Band. They come in 3 sizes. There's small, there's medium, and there's large. And you're like, what is that thing? Well, what that thing is a rubber band designed to go around your board game. I'll use this small game here as an example. I'll put the red on. He is a small guy. You put him on so that this bit is in the front, and then you pull this up, and you pull this back. And now you have a 4-way rubber band around your game board box thing. Just like that. These things retail $2 to $3 a piece, but they're so worth it. We have over 2,200 titles in our personal board game collection here at Team Lacefield, and most of them have these bands on them. Some of them are 10 or more years old, haven't corroded, they still hold their stretch. Really fantastic way to keep all of your cards and boards shut. Now, a small game like this might not need it, but if it's packed full of cards or expansions or it's a munchkin box or whatever, absolutely. 3 different sizes. That's small. This is medium. Medium's good for your standard like 12 by 12 box. And then they do make a large as well. This is a great big one, and this is good for your long boxes or your Gloomhavens or whatever. Flying Buffalo, check them out on our website. They are the oldest and most venerable of the game companies around, and we want to make sure they sell lots and lots of these box bands. There, if you sell any board games in your store, an absolute must for you to have. I think that's it for this month's episode of Phil's Picks. Again, don't forget, March 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2019 is our open house and free bus ride to the Gamma Trade Show in Reno. Please come join us. There is a big website and a big link right on the main webpage. You can sign up right there today, and we would just be delighted to have you. So please come join us. I can't wait to see you. If you come, you get some of these buttons. Look, they're just so cute. I can't wait to get them out. That's it for episode 14 of Phil's Picks. Come to the open house. We'll see you next time. Bye.